Hi, my name is Ricardo Bastos, and in this video, I'm going to provide you with an overview of the course Advanced FortiGate Configuration. So this course will teach you some advanced topics related to the FortiGate next generation firewall. So we had a previous course, which was focused on the basic concepts of the FortiGate, such as like deployment, configuration on physical and virtual environments. So I would recommend you, if you need that content, or if you would like to expand your knowledge with this foundational knowledge on how to deploy and how to do the setup and the basic configuration, I would strongly advise you to check the other course we have here. But this course specifically, we're going to focus on more advanced features such as VPNs, zero trust architecture, high availability, user authentication, troubleshooting and monitoring, and other topics. An important part of the course is to teach you making some correlations with real life. So I think it's very important for you to understand why would you use, for example, DNS filtering instead of web filtering and things like that. So a big focus of the course is to provide you with information and real life examples of why you should use something instead of the other option, what is normally problematic, what you need to be careful with, things like that. So you're going to learn through labs, quizzes, and I'm going to bring all these real life examples of my experience deploying those devices so you know what to expect in the field. So what we will learn, we're going to talk about threat management with FortiGate, so about filtering, be it antivirus, web filtering, DNS filtering, application filtering, IDS, IPS, difference between them, and when you should configure one or the other, and the things they need to be careful at. Then we're going to talk about user authentication, network quality, and zero trust. So talking about tying traffic to a user identity, connecting to your LDAP, for example, making sure that the network quality of your calls, quality of your video calls are the best possible, zero trust architecture, configurations of IPsec VPNs, and then troubleshooting and network monitoring, in which I talk about the best practices, troubleshooting, what you need to understand, what you need to learn, what you need to know to be able to troubleshoot each portion of, or each features of the device. So let's take a look at our roadmap here. So we were going to start with a recap of the hands-on course, in which I go into a few details that are important for you to understand about that course, about deployment, what is a next generation firewall, the differences between traditional firewall and a next generation firewall, so on and so forth. Then we're going to talk about threat management, as I mentioned, everything about threat management, antivirus, web filter, etc. Then user authentication, network quality and availability, and zero trust. We will learn about user authentication, quality of service, configuring quotas, max bandwidth, minimum bandwidth, guaranteed bandwidth, traffic shaping, zero trust, and high availability, like clustering firewalls in case one goes down, the other takes place. Then we're going to talk about VPN configurations, how to configure IPsec tunnels, how to configure client VPNs using IPsec, how to configure client VPNs using SSL. Then we're going to talk about troubleshooting and network monitoring, situations of, for example, memory usage, CPU usage, how to optimize rules for the best performance possible, best practices, sizing, all that. And then we're going to conclude and give an overview, a summary of everything that we have learned. So in the first section, we're going to do an introduction. So we're going to talk about the previous course, which we talked about how to set up the FortiGates on physical and virtual environments, routing, and things like that. Then we jump to the content of this course, starting by inspection modes. So how the firewall inspect traffic. We have several options for that. Then we jump to the filtering capabilities, such as web filtering, application filtering, video filtering, DNS filtering. We're going to see how you can configure, how you can test it, how you can troubleshoot it. Then we're going to talk about intrusion detection systems and intrusion prevention systems. So how you should configure each, how to optimize those systems to avoid false positives, to avoid overload of system resources. Then we're going to talk about user authentication. So how You can configure the integration with your AD, LDAP, captive portals, how to troubleshoot issues, how to configure your server to be the source of those authentications. Then we jump to traffic shaping and quality of service, in which we talk about how to optimize certain traffics, such as voice, imagery, how to use multiple links, and how to get the most out of your links. Then we jump to VPNs. So we're going to talk about IPsec VPNs, site-to-site, hub and spoke, client VPNs, be it IPsec, be it spine-glass, be it SSL VPN. Then we jump to network sniffing and monitoring. We're going to see packet capture, debug flow, how to analyze traffic going through the firewall, how to understand issues that might arise, and how to, with that packet capture, to understand your issues or patterns and be able to troubleshoot and fix issues. Then we go to troubleshooting, several options for troubleshooting, how you check on the graphical user interface, on the CLI, the important metrics that you need to be aware of, how you should size your device, and then best practices, in which we talk about sizing, we're talking about memory, CPU, of leaving room for growth, and everything that you need to do to make sure that your FortiGate operates in an optimal state and that you can use it for a long time. So about prerequisites, you need to have an advanced knowledge about TCP/IP to understand how the communications flow, and especially important when we're talking about troubleshooting, network monitoring, packet capture. So you need to understand a bit about the flags and how this communication is established and how the communication works. So let's jump to the course. See you there.